more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin to ya. All right, y'all, you already know the drill. If your ass is running through the parking lot looking like damn Jamal Lewis, high-stepping, all crazy because it's raining, Top Billin isn't for you. Your ass better walk to the car like a man with your head up, man. Stop doing all that crazy shit, because we don't do that around here, baby. Because Top Billin is the place where we talk about the hardest franchise in existence. And that is the Baltimore damn Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, man, you got to salute those guys. They always play that line of scrimmage football that I personally love, a physical brand of football. And they're led by that cat, Lamar Jackson. So this is going to be part 2. If you haven't already seen part 1, make sure you go back and check that out. Your boy out there flexing on him, showing nothing but throws. I don't care about Lamar Jackson's legs as far as this conversation goes. We know he's dynamic. I care that people are disrespecting this man as a quarterback. His quarterback acumen has me to where I would take him over anyone in the age 25 and under bracket, or just people in that age range period, not named Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson. So, be quite frank with you, if I'm just starting a team, right, I say that because those guys have phenomenal production, but I'm also a realist. Those guys, one of them played with freaking Travis Kelce, the best tight end in football. Tyreek Hill, one of the best wide receivers, top 3 wide receivers, you could say, in football. And then guys like Demarcus Robinson. You have Mecole Hardman and, of course, Sammy Watkins. Come on. And they always keep a pretty decent run game as well. And he's coached by Andy Reid. Lamar Jackson doesn't have all that. And in the case of Deshaun Watson, he got to play with DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller, the best deep threat and the very best wide receiver in all of football. Lamar Jackson doesn't have that. So people will point to Lamar Jackson's run game and try to discredit him, when the fact is, to be a good quarterback, most great quarterbacks have great talent to throw to. It's been tried and true throughout the history of the league. Okay? We can go to guys like Peyton Manning throwing to Marvin Harrison and so on and so forth, with Joe Montana throwing to Jerry Rice and John Taylor and those guys. So Lamar Jackson, they're now starting to surround him with better talent at the wide receiver position. They didn't bring in a guy like Stephon Diggs, like who was brought into Josh Allen, who I will compare him to. I will also show the stats with Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes as well, just to show you there that, hey, it's not what you think. This guy is very good at the quarterback position. He's a great signal caller, in my opinion, very accurate. People be talking about throwing the ball outside the numbers. They don't even know what the fuck that means, because they're in a go-along, get-along game, as my man Kwame Brown says, and they just repeat what they hear some other lame says. Come on, stop standing on the shoulders of other people and simply stand on your own 2 feet and talk off your own merit. Come up with shit out of your own brain. If you're watching the film, I hate that expression. I can't even lie. I hate that. I watch the tape. Man, shut the fuck up. Come on. Who are you? If you watch football, you can see this guy throws outside of the numbers all the time. All the time. He's very accurate. He's very good in the rhythm and timing portion of the game. He has a guy like Mark Andrews, who's the truth. But who else is the truth? A guy like Hollywood Brown, to me, if he were on the Chiefs, he would be Mecole Hardman. What's the difference between Mecole Hardman and a guy like Hollywood Brown? But on the Chiefs, Mecole Hardman he's the 4th or 5th option. So imagine that. So I want you guys to keep that in perspective when we're talking about Lamar Jackson, and stop being damn prejudiced. And I'm going beyond prejudice from a racial standpoint. I'm talking about the fact that you judge this guy in college and you're not able to rearrange your thought process and see that he can play some damn quarterback, only focusing on throws, all right? So let's go ahead and check out some of the stuff right here. I will have a film study. Of course, we're doing it just like the last one right here. Do a little comparison with the stats and stuff like that. And then I'm going to show you some throws here on the back end. All right, it's your boy Murph. Let's get to it. Let's start right here with Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, a comparison of their first 2 full seasons as a starter. Now, this is a little weird here because I see the QB records. If you think about it with Patrick Mahomes, this is actually 45 games, but this is only 37 games from Lamar Jackson, and it says 46 games. So I'm not sure what's going on with this, but we're going to base that off of attempts and stuff. That's why you can see that Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes are some damn animals. There's no doubt about that. I love both of those guys' skill set, and I think Lamar Jackson is right there with them. And we're just talking about the passing. Of course, you have to factor in rushing with Lamar Jackson if you're talking about totals. People want him to throw for 400 yards a game and rush for over 100 and something yards a game. Come on, there's only so many possessions in a game, especially when you're playing a ball control offense. There's a such thing called scheme. Will you guys get that through your thick ass skulls? He's playing in a scheme, and the scheme wants them to control the clock, and they want them to limit turnovers and everything, and he's perfect for that. So Lamar Jackson, 947 attempts over that time period, a 64% completion percentage, and 68 touchdowns and 18 interceptions for a 102.6 rating. Would you believe that Lamar Jackson has a higher rating than Deshaun Watson over the first 2 years of his existence in the league as a starter, as a full-time starter? And look, although Deshaun Watson had over, let's just say 200 and something more passing attempts, and a 66.8 completion percentage, which is damn good. 66 for Patrick Mahomes, that shit is dope as well. But he only had 3 more touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, despite having more attempts. But he also had 29 interceptions. Lamar only had 18 interceptions, and he has a higher rating than Deshaun Watson, keeping that in perspective, just passing. Now, Patrick Mahomes, of course, they passed the ball damn near every down. 1,600 attempts over that. What? 1,600 attempts? Wow. 13,000 yards in his first 2 seasons. 114 touchdowns to just 23 interceptions, 109 rating. Come on. The guy is phenomenal. You can't like say that if you're being credible about, you want to have some type of, see, this is what I do right here. People will say, Murph, you're a Baltimore Ravens fan. Or they'll try to do this and discredit that. If you follow my entire career, you don't know shit about me like that. I keep everything neutral. No matter what I'm doing, I don't give a damn what the team is. I'm being neutral about the situation. That's why I'm going outside of myself. And I will say if I feel someone is better than Lamar Jackson, or I will call out the stats to be what it is. I'm not going to try to say, oh, I'm gonna use stats in this thing to prop them up and then discredit the next person, whatever. You got to keep it neutral. You have to keep it neutral. So as you can see right here, Patrick Mahomes is damn near he's otherworldly. I love how he plays the game. He's no doubt about that shit. But check here, average yards per attempt, 7.5 for Lamar Jackson, 8.4 for Patrick Mahomes, 8.1 for Deshaun Watson, and all this and that. How I would like to know, like, how much better would Lamar Jackson have been if he had like a Julio Jones on his team at the time? Julio makes you right when you're wrong. That's the mark of a great receiver. DeAndre Hopkins made Deshaun Watson right when he wasn't wrong. Will Fuller has beaten people and made it much easier for Deshaun Watson to throw the ball. Same thing with Kelsey and all these guys like that. That shit matters. That shit matters. If you were to plug Lamar Jackson into the Kansas City Chiefs, you don't think his stats would be even better? So people are going to discredit him and think like he's inept or he's stupid or something like that. Man, slap yourself, man. I'm going to start putting you dudes in a chokehold and break your neck, catch you in the unemployment line and take your check. Shout out to E. Ness for that right there, Elliot Ness. All right, so if you see right there, your man absolutely is in the running. There's no doubt about that there. Let's go on to the next one. This time we're going to look at the great Josh Allen. I'm a huge Josh Allen guy as well. I said that he could possibly be the most talented QB in all of football if you factor in his size and everything that he can do as far as running the football. I don't believe he's any more talented than Lamar Jackson. I just don't. So that lets you know what I think about Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen's one of these guys that if you looked at his first couple of seasons as a starter, you would be like, I don't know about him. But then listen, he gets a number one wide receiver. They get it together. He matures as a quarterback. Then he has a very, very good season last year. And And here we are today. But if you look at the totality of it, I've already done this before in another video. I'll rehash this for the people that are now watching. Over 400 more attempts for Josh Allen over that time period. Of course, Lamar Jackson, his team's 30-7. Buffalo Bills now 28-15. A couple of more games. Well, I'm not sure what that means right there, so we're not even going to look at that there. But listen, a 64% completion percentage for him. Josh Allen, with that really good season last year, brought him up to a 61.8 completion percentage. Who's gonna say that? But people will say Lamar Jackson's inaccurate, and they won't say some shit like that about Josh Allen, or they'll have enough respect for Josh Allen to say that he could get better. But then, like, Lamar Jackson can't, even though he's already better statistically. I don't know what to tell you, man. Come on. Lamar Jackson has more passing touchdowns over that time period with a 102 rating. Josh Allen just has a 90.4 rating. 67 touchdowns, 31 interceptions for Allen. 68 touchdowns, only 18 interceptions for Lamar Jackson. Everything else, across the board, a higher average yard per attempt for Lamar Jackson. You have, of course, if you did want to get into the rushing, because Josh Allen is one of these guys who's a really good runner as well. He has 25 rushing touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Nobody ever says that Josh Allen needs to switch positions. If he was doing that bad, he couldn't have been a good tight end. The guy's 6'5", 250. He's a good athlete. Why nobody suggests him switch to be a tight end? You never hear that shit. But people come up here and fucking disrespect Lamar Jackson, talking about he needs to be a running back and all this, and the guy's a damn former league MVP. What? That's the shit that I'm talking about. Make it make sense. 2,900 yards rushing, of course. And if you just saw that total compared to Mahomes and Watson as well, you got to add and factor that in, add that on to his rushing totals. And you can see there, man, it's 10,000 yards accounted for pretty much. What are you going to say? Look at all the damn touchdowns. The extra 19 touchdowns on the ground, a 102 rating, and he should switch positions? He's inept? He's dumb? The fuck out of here, man. Let's get back to some more throws. I did this on the last one. I want to rehash this one just real quick, just because I know a lot of people aren't going to go back, and most people only watch 2 seconds and they run in the comment, of course, talking about some first and all that other lame shit, right? Because they're bored and they want that male-on-male interaction. Whoa. But just a simple over route here to Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson's ability to keep the play alive, and then his throw on this particular one right here, man. I just had to rehash this one again. This was a damn good throw. The pocket presence there, backpedal, evacuation plan, throwing against the grain. Come on, going to the left. What? This is the damn throw that they were harking about, or they were lauding the kid from BY, Zach Wilson, that went to the New York Jets for some shit like that. He's doing it in the game, man. Come on. That's hard. I showed that first play to show this one because they're very much in the same vein. You're going to have this guy with a spectacular play going to Hollywood Brown here in the corner, and he's able to feather the clutch. But you have a levels concept here going out of 12 personnel. They have Luke Wilson in the game. He's right here running a corner route. Devin Duvernay running to the sticks. Got flat route right here by Eric Tomlinson. Backside, I believe it was another curl or stick route there by Hollywood Brown that just kind of wanted to move the chains, but his ability to ad-lib and him able to feather the clutch. And what else? You can see him go through his progression. He's like 1, 2, 3. He didn't like it. You can already tell they were in the zone by the short motion that they used before. He comes backside to his fourth option here, right? Got through the tertiary portion of that on the levels concept, and then came to the fourth option, but he can't play quarterback. He needs to be a running back. Look at this. Not there. Now look at him. Evacuation plan, feather the clutch. Look at the product placement. Look at it again. 1, 2, 3, not there. Keep your head up. Oh, my God. Look at the product placement. If shit like that don't get you up out of your seat, you a hater. Straight up. That's a damn throw right there where you're like, what? Once again, going against the grain, squares his shoulders, feathers the clutch, meaning he's able to put touch on it as well as accuracy there. Brown has a step on his man there, over the shoulder, Baltimore style, right? Looking like Adam Jones back in the day, or Nick Markakis or somebody like that. Look at that. That's hard. Come on, man. That's not a damn good throw. That's not this man thinking the game through and going through his progressions, chaining through his progressions. Once again, chaining through his progressions. I would say out of a lot of the younger quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson may chain through his progressions pretty much more than anyone, right? At least those not named Mahomes and Watson. And some of those guys kind of lock in on their primary as well. Lamar Jackson is constantly cycling through his reads. If we can see right here, you're going to have, I believe it's Boyle here. He's going to be in motion, then he gets wheeled up the field. You're going to have Hollywood Brown. He's running a skinny post there. They're in zone. You can tell they're in zone by nobody following Boyle here across the field. You have an over route by Mark Andrews and a crosser here by Miles Boykin. Once again, you can see the levels concept being had right here, and he's going to cycle through this once again. So if you go right here, he originally wanted to look right here. Then I believe he came back to Hollywood Brown. He didn't like what he's seeing because they were kind of bracketing him here with middle field closed. And then he got to Boyle right there on his third, and then he ends up hitting what? He ends up hitting a check down to Mark Ingram, who's his fourth option there. And we can see right here, he'll just kind of leak out to the flat there. Chaining through his progressions. Get this man credit for what he is doing. Check it out. Boyle across the field. Front facing play action fake. Not there. 1, 2, 3. Hit it. And then what? Mark Ingram getting some pretty good yardage out of it. That's really all you want. Let's check it from this angle right here, and you can clearly see him. 1, originally, right? You can see it developing right there. 1, and then 2, and then he'll come right here. It's that simple, and he's doing it that quick. 1, right? He wanted to, you can see the guy right here. He's not gonna be able to hit that over route. He doesn't like what he sees from Hollywood Brown right here, right? Now about Brown, and then quickly come back over. Now everybody's blocking for Ingram, and they get good yardage out of it. Move the chains. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can move the chains still, and he's showing this. I really like Lamar Jackson's functional accuracy. You'll see here on this screen pass, he's able to hit Devin Duvernay in stride where he doesn't have to lean or rock with it. He doesn't have to turn and contort his body or anything like that. He's able to catch it on the run, and that's really good for your catch and run quick game stuff. Look at this right here. Split flow action. Boom. Leaves it out in front of him. You saw that? Out in front of him. That's when people talking about functional accuracy. I want to see the little innate stuff right here. You can see him step to the target, point and shoot foot on the rip right there, and leads him towards the play, right? Leads him towards the action there, and he's able to get a really nice gain out of that. One more time right here. Split flow action. Look at that. Catch it in stride, able to get upfield. And people were like, oh, that doesn't really mean nothing. Go back and look at some of these film studies that I did on certain, like Justin Fields, right? Justin Fields is going to be a very good player, but I did a lot of stuff on him in kind of the mini quick game stuff, and he would have people who would have to turn and kind of contort his body and do stuff like that. That's something that he has to work on there, and I think Lamar Jackson thrives with that, but people won't point that out. How many progressions, Mr. Hater, man? Look, he's going 1, 2, 3, nothing doing. Evacuate, cock and fire, bang. Got him. Look at this. 1. Oh, we'll slow it down right here, right? Goes to his initial, right? Having to check the pocket right there. Thought somebody was coming in on him, right? Reset up. Going to a secondary, tertiary. Now it's time to evacuate. Look at that. Get some spacing there. Throwing against the grain again. Get it to where only Des Bryant can get it. Low and away. Oh, he can't push the ball down the field, huh? Yeah, about that. Look at this. And look at him manipulate the safety. They were middle field close. He manipulated the safety twice. Twice. I want you to go back to that again so we can see this. You're going to have, let's see what they're working with right here. So you're cover one, right? So man free with a safety in the middle of the field there. You can see him. He'll be right here. They're pressed. Hollywood Brown right here, obviously getting vert. So he's manipulating the middle field close safety here and making sure that he can't interfere in this play. And then he drops 2 tears in the bucket. And you know what they say after that? Oh, that's hard. Check this out. You see him? He already knew he liked that right there. He's like, oh, I like that. But let me come back once again. Look, initially on his drop step, he sees it and sees the safety there. He's like, all right, I can hold him by coming back a little bit. Now you see it? He didn't have to do this. He knows where he wants to go. That's one-on-one with Hollywood Brown. Now look where he's going. The safety is manipulated. And then look at this throw. Oh, great catch by Hollywood as well. Look at that. Come on. Outside shoulder. That is nasty right there, baby. Juan Soto for you haters. Bryce Harper cycling through once again. You see at the Ricard on the motion here. Look at that. 1, 2, bang. Nice accurate throw. Is it outside the numbers? Look at this. Nope. Get him. Boom. Look at the accuracy on that, right? That's after coming off of your initial read. Look at him. Looks like he may want to hit Ricard in the flat right there and then comes back. Let's look at his mechanics right here. All right. Narrow base width here. He likes to drive off that back leg right there. You can see the point and shoot foot. So now you widen it out right here. Of course, he has that 3/4 delivery, but it's accurate, man. 3/4 delivery, to me, allows you to have kind of more of a whip in motion, too. But you look right there. Look at the product placement. Pitch perfect right between the numbers. Mark Andrews able to move the chain. And is it technically outside the numbers? Most of these throws are. I don't know what people are talking about. Are you talking about deep outs, comebacks, and stuff like that? They don't do a lot of this shit, but he clearly can do it. As I've charted it here, like, come on, what are we doing here? I want you to look at this particular play right here and tell me if it doesn't make a difference if you're throwing to somebody with some talent. Look at this. Look at the evacuation plan. And look, oh, that's not a catchable pass? That would have been spectacular. Not to say that Willie Snead is complete trash or anything like that, but it's a big difference throwing to him and throwing to a DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins doesn't make this catch and make you right, even if you're wrong. You're not even really wrong on this one right here. Look, you're going against the grain. You're running against the grain and throwing back across the field right here. And you had your eyes up the entire time. All he has to do is go up and look, it's not that bad of a pass, right? You would think of Julio Jones or somebody like this, they make that catch in their sleep. And that's how you help out a quarterback right there. But that's the difference in talent level. People don't want to think about that when they don't like a person, right? It's the go along, get along gang. Even on something like this, a little bit outside the framework, Mark Andrews here on this crosser. You see right here. Great throw, let him out. And Andrews is able to pull it in. Why? Because Andrews is great. That's just it right there. Slightly outside the framework, and he makes him right when he could have been wrong, like with anyone else right here. So someone barreling down on him right there, had to get the throw off the way he could. He leads him with an anticipatory throw. And we can see right here, Mark Andrews makes him right because the ball is in the general vicinity of where you would want someone to catch it. He hauls it in. All is well. So, all right, man. We're going to have to call it right there. No matter what, the haters going to rush in here. They don't watch content. They just, I don't know what the fuck they do. Get off the internet. Go go do something productive. If you're not going to watch content, why the fuck you clicking on it to comment? This is not a general comment section. You're commenting on a video. Watch the video and then comment. Real men watch to the end and then comment. We say that for a reason. I'm trying to have intelligent football discussions here. You people are just in a go along, get along game. You want to say what you heard everybody else on Twitter say. We don't rock like that up here, baby. So it's Top Billin Sports. Real men watch to the end. Hashtag real football heads and all that jazz. Make sure you support quality content as well. Make sure we get them haters up out of here, but we can keep the lights going in here and make sure that you guys are sharing the content, of course. And, hey, man, sharing the goodness that is Top Billin, baby. So anything you want to give is appreciated, much appreciated. And, of course, you guys are always much appreciated, those of you who watch to the end. All my Top Billin soldiers, the Ravens flock people, and everybody out there, stop hating on Lamar Jackson. The dude can do whatever you think your favorite quarterback can do, and then he can do something else as well. People always hating on something that looks different. You ever notice that in life? It is what it is, all right? But it's your boy Murph, Top Billin Sports. I am the Underground King, and peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.